Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Telware. Today we'll go through my video for AutoCAD tutorial for beginners part 1. There'll be a part 2, 3 and 4. Okay, we'll go straight into the video where we'll learn how to show units and of AutoCAD and layers and annotation styles and drawing with lines demonstrating those layers. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, you can like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. We'll go on to the video now. Thank you. First part of this beginners AutoCAD tutorial beginners part 1, we will be looking at checking the units of AutoCAD and setting it. So what we basically do is we type units. As you type units, you'll see that a prompt window for drawing units will come up. This will tell you the length and the units that you're using, the precision, also the angle that you may be using, okay? And also the units that are given or specified in AutoCAD. So we'll see the length, which is, you can place it engineering, decimal, architectural, fractional, and scientific, but we'll keep it as decimal. Our angle, we'll keep it as decimal degrees. We'll keep the precision as 0. This one, precision as 0. Okay. Our units to scale inserted, usually when we draw, we'll keep it as millimeters. So everything that you draw in your model space will be in millimeters. So if you have 1 mil, then that's 1 mil. If you have 1000 mil, that is equivalent to 1 meter. Okay, so that's your first step. So if we demonstrate it with the line command, you'll see 676 is in millimeters. Okay, now we'll move on to our second step. Okay, first step, we're going to create our layers. We'll go to the layers tab, and then you'll see layer properties. That is what we are going to try to open. So we click it, and then we have our layer properties manager. First we'll create, so you'll see the tabs. We have new layer, we have new layer VP frozen, and we also have our delete and set as current. So using our Australian standards, as you can see for drawing, we have different types of lines here: continuous line, continuous thin line, continuous thin freehand or rolled with zigzag, dashed medium, chain thin, chain thick at the ends at change of direction, thin elsewhere. So we'll look at this one and this one for structural drawing application of lines. Okay, so we start our first line. It's line A. We just give the abbreviation A. Our line, the type A lines are continuous thick. So our drawing page setup would be the A2, A3, or A4. Our thickness of the line will be 0.35. Okay, because most of my drawings I'll draw with a plot style of red, I'll just select that as red. For steel, so I'll say okay, double click that. Continuous line is okay. Line weight, as you can see, line weight, change our line weight to 0.35. and we keep everything as it is for the time being. Okay, our next step, create our second layer, line B, layer B. So layer B is for continuous, thin line is for reinforcement extends lines such as those across slabs and all of this going down. So our line thickness will be 0.85, line thickness 0.85. Let's select blue for reinforcements, and then we have our second line C. Not necessary at this stage, so we don't have to do that yet. But if we do want to do it, we can also do it 0.18. So it's continuous thin line with break lines around large areas such as labs, special defaults. So we just have it as C. So we say C, have it as gray. Okay, having that as 0.8. Our next one layer that we're going to create is D for hidden lines. So layer D, rename layer D. We have that color index is red. Okay, our line thickness, just see the line thickness first. Our line thickness will be 0.25. 0.25. Okay, then our next, okay, we can do this one later for hatching for masonry, DT dashed thin for hidden masonry or brickwork, or so we say, do we have dash thin? We'll come to that later. Okay, we'll just go to E, chain thin lines for grid lines and center lines. So chain thin is 0.35. That's E. New layer, E, 0.3. Was it 0.35? Yep, 0.35. Not 3. 0.818, sorry, 0.18. Okay, the next thing is we'll change our line type. So first one is continuous, second one is also continuous, third one is also continuous, D is hidden line. So we go, as you can see, select line type. The loaded lines by default has only continuous, so we have to load the line. So we load, I show dash, I show double dashed, dash dot, we'll just use dash. Okay, and then we select it and we click OK. That's for hidden lines. Then our next one is for grid lines. We use center line, so we go load, center, okay, select it. Once you select it, the blue line color covers it, and then you say okay. So here we have all our layers selected. Just double check this one. Okay, it's okay. Okay, now for our demonstration of the different layers of lines. So we select line command so that we can demonstrate their use and see how it changes. So we'll start with hidden, selecting our layer, first layer, A. So that's continuous line. Select our second layer, and then we select line. Another way you can do it, you can also just copy it and then change the layer. So we just go copy this one, offset it, and we'll just copy it. Select layer type B. Make sure your quick properties mode is on so that you can select the different layer, change the layer. So we'll say C and OK. Close, press exit to close, paste again, and then we double click it, and then we select our layer from the drop down menu, layer D. Then we go on to our third layer, our final layer, which is E, the drop down menu, and then we have our different layers. For us to have the hidden line shown, make sure you show and hide line weight mode is on, as you can see on the screen, and then it should show you the line weights. Okay, as seen. If you want to see how you can make it appear or in viewports, we can go through it later in another video. The second step in our AutoCAD tutorial is to format our dimensions or our annotation. So our annotation consists of table style, multi-leader style, dimension style, and our text style. Okay, we are in our 2D drafting mode, drafting and annotation mode workspace. That's why the format is in this sort of format. Okay, so second step, now we create our text style in our AutoCAD tutorial for beginners. Okay, so you can either have your text style as annotative or standard. Annotative meaning you can have it in different scales by just creating one. Then standard meaning you have to create it for each different scale depending on the type of viewport that you have. Okay, so in our case it's AutoCAD tutorial for beginners. That is why we are going to just create a standard text style. Okay, so in our case we already have standard, but if you want me to go through annotative objects, you can also comment below later on so that I can create a video on this. Okay, so we create new, then we say the style that we want, name the style. So because my name is Stephanie, I usually create the style as STTE. Okay, we do not click this one. If we want to and make it annotative, that means it comes in different scales. And then we have to add the scale list, like I said. But if you want to, you can create that later on. I can show you a video. Just let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so we'll create our height as 40. You can use any font style that you want. Say Arial Greek. You can have it bold, italic or regular, so I'll have it bolded. And then you see the styles coming up here. And then you say apply. You can have it backwards like this, upside down, but we don't want it upside down or backwards. We just want it to be in this direction. Okay, and then we say, or you can have it at any angle that you want. 150, 0, 150, 0, any angle. We have it at 150, and the width factor is the thickness we are writing. Okay, and then we say apply, and then we close. Okay, to test this now, we'll just select multi-text. Then we write the text, and then you say the style is there on the screen, style Arial Greek, size 40, and you say anything you want to type. So in my case, I'll just type my name. And then we have your first text. Okay, so you can write it in any layer. So because I selected my layer B, it's typed in layer B. But because I want all my texts to be in layer white, you just make sure you change your quick properties for your object to layer 0. Okay, next thing that we want to do now is to create edit our dimension styles, because we want to take the dimensions of the lines that we have drawn already. Okay, so creating our dimension style, you just click on dimension style. We have also, you can create it as annotative, meaning it can change under any scale, or you can create the standard one. Because it's a AutoCAD beginners tutorial, we'll be using standard. Okay, then we say new, copy of standard, so we say STTE, and then we say continue. We do not click any annotative because we are not creating annotative objects. Like I said, if you want to create a standard annotative one, you can comment in the comment section below. Okay, so our arrows, it says you can either have fit options, either text or arrows best fit, or arrows outside the extension lines, but I want both text and arrows inside. And then it says beside the extension line, over the extension line. When text is not in the default position, place it over the dimension line without a leader. Okay, your overall scale, we are not creating annotative, so we just say use overall scale. Okay, then we go back to text. So our text for our STTE is 40, so we say text for text height for our dimension will be 40. Or we can use our text style to be STTE, so it will be similar to our text. Okay, we say by layer, let you draw. Okay, oh no, fill color, not by layer. specify as none because we don't want any fill color. And then we say text placement centered left to right, offset horizontal, align with dimension, or ISO standard. We just keep it um, horizontal. And then we say okay. Okay, I forgot to change the arrow size. So we'll go back, symbols and arrows, change our arrow height size to 20. Okay, okay, 20 is okay. Okay, so you see changes and then you say okay. You can also change the arrows to any type of arrow style that you want, but it's normal to use closed field, so I'll just use closed field for civil engineering drawings. Okay, and we say okay, and then we close. So we test our style. We use linear extension because we want to test dimensions. Well, that's 1772. We repeat that again. 1772.42. Okay. Our layer for this one, we have to draw this one in um, E layer as it is the not E, this one D, because it's the dimension lines, but because of this drawing I'm just teaching you how to do the linear dimension style, so I don't think it's necessary to do that. Okay, we'll move on to our next. Our next step is creating our multileader. Select multileader, it's standard, we say new, and then we type in our style, STTE, continue. Change the size to 40, the size is okay. We change the leader structure. Our content will be multi-text. Our text style will be STTE, so that's okay. We say by layer, and then say okay. And then we close. So there we have how to format our multileader. Just to test it, we have, so our writing format is the same as our text style. Okay, so that's our third step to creating annotation for our drawing template. Next step is to draw our table styles, the tables that we will use inside of our drawing. Our next step now is our table style. So moving on with our table style, we'll create our new table style. So we say choose table style from within a current drawing from which to create a table. You can create a table style by clicking the button next to the drop down list. So that's this one. And then it says current table style standard. So that's inbuilt. We create a new one. We say new. Copy of standard, we say continue. We just write our style first, STTE, new style name, continue. So we want this one to show our schedule for our drawing index and all of this. Okay, so we'll say we'll have two headers and one title. So our title will be drawing index. Our headers will be sheet number, and our second header will be description, and then we'll have our data coming down. Okay, so we'll say table direction down, data, header, margins, said merge cells on row, so merges any new row or column created. We don't select that. Okay, we go to data, it says merge cells on rows and columns created. Do not select that because we do not want it to be merged. Okay, you can also select the fill color to any color you wish, alignment, middle left, middle center, or top right, bottom left. So we'll say bottom left, keeping all of our writing down there. Then we say header, we do the same with our header. Now we'll leave our header in the center. Okay, our next thing is we click text. Our text will be this one, text style, so we want everything to be the same as that. And then we say for our data, our text style will be STTE. For our title, we'll also have the height to be STTE, so we have everything that's that. Or you can create your own style for your data. Maybe you want our data height to not be in that height, then we have it standard, and then we create our own and say 10 or 20 or half of the size. Okay, say okay. Maybe we should do the same to the header. So modify again, we select header, and then we change our standard, and then we change it to, okay, maybe we should just leave it as, now we change it to 20 or 30. Okay, and then we say close. It says specify number of columns, specify number of rows. So now rows will depend on our rows will depend on the number of sheets that we have in our drawing. So in this case, if we have 5, we write 5 data rows, and then we have 2 columns, and then we say okay. Then we have it here, place it here. Okay, you can extend it out for it to look larger. Okay, because it was 63 my width, that's why it was small. Okay, so you can type inside, they say sketch drawing index, our header will be sheet number, and then we should have a description. Okay, and then you have your table, your lines, and you've already created this template. Our next step now is to save it as a template so that we can use these styles in our later drawing. Okay. Our next step is to save the drawing as a AutoCAD template. So we go to Save As, AutoCAD Drawing Template, and we say AutoCAD Tutorial Part 1 for beginners. And we save. You can put it in templates or you can put it in any file that you create. Okay, we'll just save it under um, this documents, and then it says save all layers as reconciled, save all layers as reconciled. So we save all layers as reconciled so we can use them later on. And this one saves template with layers set as unreconciled, which means layer baseline is not created. We say save all layers as reconciled, and then we say and have it in matrix and say okay. You can also and then you're done. You can use this as a template every time, but if you of course have to delete this drawing. Okay, if you like this video, you can like or subscribe and click the notification bell to receive any more videos that will be coming up every Sunday. Thank you very much for watching my video.